until something's proven empirically. Epistemological concepts, whatever your conceptual ideas, they have to make a juxtaposition with reality someplace so that you know by empirical evidence that what you have said was reality is tested to be reality and proven to be reality.
Sports Live is brought to you by All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. Earn your Class A and Class B license and endorsements with courses online and in person in the city of Long Beach. Call or visit the website 909-708-4861, www.allincdotraining.com. If you're unemployed, underemployed, or just want to change a career, scholarships are available, so don't worry about the cost. Give them a call. All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Mood Swing Apparel, DEM Clothing. Dominate every matchup, period. Check them out, Mood Swing Apparel on Instagram. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Cannon Nation Boxing. If you want to learn the sweet science of boxing, or if you just want to get a real good workout in, working out and training with pros, check out CannonNationBoxing.com and become the best version of yourself today.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir. All right, we in here. I'm in the building. I'm actually out the building. I gave my daughter a break. She's watching her program in the den, so I'm in studio number 2, the garage, the cockpit, where it all started during the pandemic. I was out here in the garage doing the podcast during the pandemic, and then it just became a home away from home. I could be as loud as I want. I can go as long as I want until somebody comes in the garage and wants to park a car or something like that. But I appreciate all the love already from the peopleization. Before I forget, let me shout out one of my good partners. I won't even say partners. Former coach of mine, Coach Ron Palmer, and his annual summer basketball and academic camp, August 5th through the 8th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., boys and girls ages 8 through 14. The cost is $150, but that is peanuts in comparison to all the knowledge and experience they're going to be shared with during that time. So register at smartballsummercamp.com. Coach Errol Parker sent me this evening. Saw guys jumping on there and saying, thank you, we will share. And I always try to do my part. As a former Ron Palmer student athlete at Long Beach Poly High School, it is my honor and duty to pass on information that could be shared with tomorrow's go-getters and shakers and hoopers. Again, it's not always about ball. This is a summer basketball and academic camp. Basketball instruction, math classes, entrepreneurial and financial literacy workshops. So if you need to get your young person ages 8 through 14, I'm done. My kids are old. I got a college grad and I got a freshman in college. If you got a youngster, these camps are necessary. They need to be around young people, like-minded people. So send your student athlete to the Ron Palmer basketball and education camp this summer in the city of Long Beach. Yes, sir. Who's in here? I got my big brother, Johnny Ack. Peace, God. Each one, teach one. Yes, sir. I got my young bull, AC2 in here. Let's go. I got the Doc and Chef team show all the way from New Zealand. Here we go. Let's do it. I got the Rubio method coming from Idaho, the land of potatoes, long snap guru, Christopher Rubio, Charleston Blue, respect. Act Dog in the building. I believe Act got YouTube and X. Charleston Blue is none other than John Atkinson, Act Dog, high jump champion, basketball champion, world renowned. Jenna, the Smoke Show. Hello, young lady. All the way from Canada. Man, we worldwide up here, man. James Mack in the building. OG, triple OG. It's a great camp. You on staff? Okay. So we're going to give it another shout out later on in the show. And the Queen is in here. Hello, Queen. Love that avatar picture that you are donning the green dress. We green with envy because you're still what I want to be when I grow up, and that's retired, doing what I want to do. All right, man. The NBA is fantastic. NBA playoffs is going on right now. It is halftime. I believe the Nuggets and the Timberwolves are on. I didn't know they'd be on this late. I would have been watching the game, but my show has to go on. I believe the Nuggets were up 6 at halftime, and Ant-Man's not playing great, so I think they will take that. My final word on the Rivers versus James Jones discussion about could basketball players play football like it's no thing. Going to talk a little bit about the boxing world with Vasily Lomachenko coming back and winning a title. Who's next? My 2 cents. I got Bronny stuff. The Pacers are suspect. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. The TrackRabbits and their Doubl. And my music video for the night. Takim Ray Brown, Sr. In the music world, he's known as Takim. He has a new track. I'm going to play his video later in the show. This is AC Sports Live. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Let's just jump right in, man. Elaine said Minnesota has the lead. Really? I thought the Nuggets had the lead. I guess I turned away for 1 second. That means without Mike Conley, Minnesota at Denver is in a good spot because Ant-Man hasn't got going. Speaking of getting going, the WNBA began tonight. I believe there's a game on now. The Aces are playing right now. We saw the debut of Caitlin Clark. Struggled at times, but she still ends up with 20 points, but they got blown out by the Connecticut Sun. So they got to figure something out. Jimmy Mack said Aaliyah Boston only had 6 points, and she's an all-star. So something has to give as far as the balance of shots. They want Caitlin Clark to be the star, of course. She's bringing people to the stage. Her milkshake brings all the media to the yard. And we watched it, and it was kind of hard to watch because she was forcing it. She had a ton of turnovers. I believe she had 10 turnovers, maybe 9. But she looked like she was getting her first taste of professional basketball. But 20 points is still very impressive for a debut. But in a loss, it's empty points. She was jacking up threes. I believe she hit she hit a fair number of threes, but inside the paint, she didn't have much inside there. And then defensively, she's a liability. So she has a long way to go. So let's take that face of the WNBA. It's still not her. She's going to be good, but let's slow our roll a little bit, because there are some young ladies in the WNBA that can actually play big time. I got my main man, Dave Price, in here. Bet that, my brother. Coach Chill in the building. Bet that. He has trademarked that, so don't let me hear you saying it without giving him his props. Jenna Ganji, music video of the night. You like that? You like that, don't you? If I see somebody I know that's an artist, and I mean, I got a few friends on my list of buddies and day ones that are artists. I don't care if it's R&B, if it's rap, if it's country, as long as it's clean, has a good beat, and it vibes with my show, I will definitely play your video on my show if you give me permission. And to Kim, said, please, brother, please do share my video. It's running up the top charts, and I believe in the UK. So I'll play it a little bit later. It's a nice groove. It's an ode to him and his wife. So it's a pretty cool little love song. We'll play it a little bit later. So the NBA, it's all good right now. Everybody's tied up except for the Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're 3-1. But OKC is 2-2 with the Mavs. New York went up 3-2 tonight, and I had the Mavs winning that series. They're a tough team, tough to beat. They've been ran into the ground by their coach, but that's what he does. And he has a bunch of tough kids. Jalen Brunson's playing out of his mind. Josh Hart, one of my favorite players, is playing hard, playing 40 minutes a night. And right now, as we watch the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves go fisticuffs back and forth, Jamal Murray versus Ant-Man, and Rudy Gobert versus Joker. There's some great matchups out there. I think the X factor is going to be Aaron Gordon and what the others can do for the Timberwolves. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's great because there's defense being played. What me and Johnny Ack were taught back in the day is defense, off the ball defense and man-to-man defense. And we're seeing a lot of that in this series and other series. And you'll see the teams that don't play defense get blown out. That's playoff basketball. That's just how it is. Speaking of basketball, Bronny James. Everyone's talking about Bronny. His combine video is being spread around pretty frequently.
Bronny James's entire NBA draft combine day one performance.
Bronny showed up. He looked good out there. I mean, he's justifiable now to be drafted. I believe he went 77% or something like that from the shooting portion of his workouts. He jumped well, 40.5 inches, but it's not a standing vert. It's a three-step vert, which kind of, we had to do standing jump in the NFL, so I think I had more hops than Bronny James. I had a 40-inch vert standing still. He gets to run up and get 40 inches. Not the same. Not that I'm a better athlete. No, forget that. I'm a better athlete. I had a 4.340 and I had a 40-inch vert, standing 40-inch vert. Now, I can't shoot it like Bronny, but somebody said Bronny would make a good football player at 6'1", because they did not say he was 6'4", like the USC media guide says. He's 6'1 and a half, exactly my height, and he's, I believe, 190, exactly my size. But he can shoot it. I can't. I think Bronny is in position to join his dad. Whether that be in Los Angeles, whether that be in Atlanta, who knows? I believe the best fit right now for Bronny and his pops is San Antonio. Because guess what? Nobody in the league right now has a coach that is more respected and has more championships than Greg Popovich. I keep hearing about Coach K coming out of retirement. I don't think he wants them kind of headaches, coaching AD and LeBron. I think Popovich, being a load management pioneer, would be the best situation for LeBron right now. Going on 40 years old, or 41, however how old he is, going on year 22 and 23. He needs to be in a situation where the star is Wemby, Victor Wembanyama. And then Bron, of course, is a consolation. He's a star in his own right. Even in this swan song of his career, he still puts up triple doubles every night in losing causes, but he's still LeBron James. And you get Bronny James to satisfy the dad's desire. My only concern in all of this is Bronny. What about Bronny? The backlash he's going to receive from not only his peers, but the media, because we've seen Bronny play high school and college. Skill-wise, he is going to be a pretty good pro, but he's not first-round material. I mean, he's not better than, Amari Bailey. He's not better than, a lot of the guys that we've seen go in the second round, Jordan Farmar type guys. He's going to be solid because he has good strength, good speed, plays good defense, and he can shoot it. But he wasn't a mega 5-star recruit out of high school. If they gave him a 5 stars because his last name is James. 4 stars. Let's give him 4 stars. 3.5 stars, 4 stars. Didn't have the personality to take over games. It's not in him. Like they said, he don't have that dog in him. I don't think Bronny has that dog in him. He's a great kid. He's not hungry. He doesn't have to be hungry. He's got everything he ever wants, except legacy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If they go to Atlanta, I don't know if that's a good thing. I got the sauce man in here. Rodney Sauce, what's going on? He's only 6'1". I think 6'1" in today's game, with Brunson being as tall as he is and Trae Young being as small as he is, he's not tiny, and he's strong. Rodney Sauce said his scrimmage was not so good. He had a couple of floaters, but of course they're going to, play those floaters all night long on SportsCenter. My main man, the doctor, Leon Frazier in here, they said he's 210. I don't see 210. I'm 210, but I'm old. Bronny is what, 19, 20 years old? He shouldn't have his old man girth yet. At his age, I was about 187, 190, and I was bigger than him from football weight training. I don't know. Agdog says, very interesting point. The Spurs. I mean, it's a small market. No pressure to win a championship per se, but to make the playoffs, because the Spurs missed the playoffs this year, being in probably close to last place. Why not? He will get the Thanasis treatment. Thanasis. Now, he should play football. Easy segue right there. Easy segue. As the NBA playoffs are going, we got 66-59 Denver. So Denver woke up after halftime, made the adjustments, and we'll see what happens. They said he's going to gain some muscle. I don't even think he needs to gain much muscle. He's a big kid. But 210 seems a little bit heavy, but it's possible. He's not thin. Now, Austin Rivers versus James Jones, and whether or not 30 NBA players can be just dropped off in the NFL and play. Now, this has been the conversation for the last 2 weeks, and Nick Young had an interesting take in that it's been settled because Deron Williams beat up Frank Gore in a boxing match. Great point. So there's some validity that basketball players are tough. But this is a one-off. Frank Gore does not represent every football player ever. He's played a long time. But Deron Williams is also an exceptional basketball player. With size, he's always been a thick, tough guy. And boxing is the ultimate test with two guys going at it head to head. My thing is this. As athletic as basketball players are, like, look at this play by Ant-Man. He's basically playing defensive back. Watch Ant-Man versus Aaron Gordon in a press technique. over the shoulder, high point, chicken dinner. Easy. So this is opening the gate press technique. Find a man's hip, lean back, find the ball, high point. Easy. I even got a video of Kyrie running routes. And Kyrie being the smoothest, most coordinated athlete in the NBA makes it look easy. Catching slants, catching posts, catching fades. So I understand how athletic you have to be to do these things. And basketball players, again, I play both. Athletically, true indeed, they could. A lot of the players, the Westbrooks, the John Morants, the Ant-Mans, could be dropped off. However, as I saw Mike Conley fall to the ground in a routine fall, okay, little contact, falls down, takes a shot. That happens 75 plays a game. That's a routine play, first series of the game. There are 65 car collisions every football game. And chances are you're going to be a part of at least 15 of them if you're a defensive guy. If you're an offensive guy and you get the ball, you're either going to get tackled or you're going to run out of bounds. And there are times where you dive. And if you're on special teams, there's another collision. So, do you want that kind of smoke? Chances are, no. Charles Barkley said it best. I played one day of football. Draymond Green, terrible football player, but he can guard 1 through 5. Charles Barkley, one of the best players of all time. One day. The young man who played for Baylor. Remember Baylor's championship run? There's a young man who played power forward for Baylor. And he too was told that he should play. His name was Mark Vital, or Vital. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But he was such a freak athlete at 6'5", 250. They thought he'd be a good football player. So he tried out for the Seahawks, made the practice squad. Lasted a year, got cut, got picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. This is on 2020. And he did make it. Now he's back playing, basketball in Mexico. So it's not a given that just because you're an athletic guy, you can play football. Only a handful of guys came from track. Bob Hayes, Ronaldo Nehemiah, guys like that, Darryl Green. Darryl Green might be the only one who played as long as he did, was a track guy. You got to be a little bit crazy. I said today on the Sports with Dad show, and that will be airing tomorrow on YouTube. Check it out. I'm a guest tomorrow on Sports Talk with Dad on YouTube. I appreciate those guys, Kyle and Tim. And I had a good time talking about this topic because athletically, no doubt about it, basketball players can play a lot of different sports. However, baseball and golf, forget about it. Have you seen a person try to play golf or try to hit a fastball who has never played baseball? I respect all sports, man. I respect the skill set. It ain't as easy as it looks. It ain't as easy as it looks. Ackdog said, makes sense. The Lakers aren't doing much. They're not doing a whole lot. Cousin, Kareem Allman in the house. What's good? What is good? Bryce Saw said Minnesota is imploding. Without Conley, without the floor general calming force, I can see that happening. Hopefully he's back. They say he has an Achilles problem, which is not good. That means he's probably done. If you don't like being really hit, football is a different type of contact. And it's not like the hits hurt. It's just being uncomfortable for 3 hours and being a gladiator for 3 hours and two-a-days and earning a spot and every day being, at Long Beach Poly, man, one of the secrets to Long Beach Poly putting out the most NFL players in all high school football. I don't count the 13th grade over at Fork Union, whatever that place is back east in Maryland, because they have 13 and 14th grade. I ain't gonna compete with no 13th grade. What's those called? Those schools called prep school. Public high school, the most NFL players, Long Beach Poly. Our secret, I'm gonna tell you guys. The secret is every single day, your job is up for jeopardy. Your job is up for grabs. Your job is never etched in stone. And you want to get your picture on the wall in the film room, you have to get a scholarship. It's automatic. You have to do it. You have to have it. But getting hit becomes a way of life. Giving hits becomes a way of life. Being tough, being hard-nosed, competing every day. Your teammates are not your friends. That's the competition every single day. So the game becomes easy. And that's where we lost our luster when we started allowing the AAU atmosphere of basketball filter over into football, where it's all-stars all the time. Pee Wee football in Long Beach, man, it wasn't no joke. Playing for Tony and Jerome, the Long Beach Wildcats, Long Beach Cowboys, and then you had the East Side, West Side, Vidars, Patriots, all these teams, Cowboys, Jets, and it was always competition. Now, moms and dads can pay for play, and it's diluted the game. I got off on a tangent, but that's what needs to be said sometime. It has to be said. Speak on it. I played both at Doubl, and even my son expressed this to me. I can't be physical in basketball like I am in football. His first you play, you don't play football for fun. You play football because you love it, because you have to have a little bit of crazy to play football. It's the only sport you have a 100% chance of getting injured. Something's going to get injured because it's too much contact. Not very many people play for a long time without sustaining some type of injury. So you have to have a little bit of crazy and a lot of courage. Not saying that all basketball players are soft. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying you have to be wired differently. There are some guys who could play. Allen Iverson, Suggs, Ant-Man, John Morant. Those crazy dudes be just fine. But 30 of them, I believe Austin Rivers even retracted that idea at 30. He could drop off 30 guys because he was naming off big dudes. He was naming off Joker and 6'10" dudes. I'm like, nobody past 6'6" is going to have a comfortable career because you're going to get your legs taken out. Elaine said, at Baylor, basketball player entered the portal and is going to Utah to play football. Caleb Lohner. I'm pretty sure he was a high school standout in both. Those guys can do it. Matt Barnes could do it. Matt Barnes was a 5-star wide receiver in high school. Mac Manning here, Stat Mac, if you're nasty. College and pro football is so violent. Those who don't really love it shouldn't play it. Football, boxing, rugby, hockey, sometimes even soccer. You don't play for fun. Too much going on. You got to be dedicated. You got to love that stuff, man. You got to love it. You got to love it. I'm trying to preach act. They won't let me. They won't let me be great. They won't let me be great. Rodney Saw said, I had a Tua play last season where a receiver got hit over the middle, was immediately knocked out, and his fingers curled. Oh my goodness. And that's the part of the game that you really, really don't want to experience or see. And half of me is happy that they've made the game safer. The other half of me is saying you've taken the toughness out of the game and you've made the defense at a disadvantage because you can't do what defenses need to do to shut teams down. Like the Baltimore Ravens, the Ray Lewis and the Ed Reed era of playing knock 'em out football is pretty much over. If you watched the NFL draft this last year, you didn't see a defensive player taken. And was there a first rounder besides Latu of UCLA? I know I'm destroying his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The Bruin defensive end. And that's because he can disrupt the pass. But hard-nosed tacklers get those in the 3rd and 4th round. I texted my son, hey man, don't give up on tight end, because a tight end went before a linebacker. Linebackers, you can't do your job now. It's a roughing call. And Max said we are definitely wired differently. Definitely. Most definitely wired differently. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like a boxing professional, a person that does mixed martial arts. You're a different cat, man. I remember Antonio Tarver saying this is a tough hustle. When he had to, after his victory over Roy Jones, he had to go back in there and fight some younger guys. And he said it was a tough hustle, man. So to put the final word on that, a handful of guys could play in the NFL right now. And those guys played football in high school and possibly in college. The suspect Pacers. Now the Pacers, playing against the Knicks, and it's a tough series, but I almost want to put these guys on the Tuna Love report. Something ain't right. What are these dudes wearing? Like, you're an NBA player. What is that, Obi Toppin? What is that? Turner, you want to? Somebody said the way the Pacers dress, I might have to rethink my Pacers and 7th pick. These dudes, man, they are borderline tender love. I don't. And this dude right here. What is really going on? Does his feet hurt? Is he constipated? Does he have hemorrhoids? And what in the world is Tyrese Halliburton wearing? And that ain't his first infraction. Halliburton, he need to go ahead and fire his stylist, because the Carmelo Anthony Kendrick Perkins commercial is supposed to be a joke. And this cat is actually wearing something similar to what they were wearing in that commercial. Tragic, man. It could possibly be a Tragic Johns. Tragic Johns, that you come out looking like that. Terrible, man. The Kendrick Lamar versus Drake back and forth hip hop battle. Somebody asked me, how do I feel about it? I could care less. I'm not that deep into hip hop these days. I was a hip hop head in the 90s when I was a kid. Now that I'm grown, I'm 50. It's not that important to me. But as I watch them go back and forth with subliminal messaging, not saying each other's name, I came from a time where you called dudes out. Matter of fact, I came from a time where you actually battled in person. And it was a settle the score thing that happened in their faces, in your face. You met up at the club. You saw some dudes you didn't like. And you organized a battle on the spot. And you went up. We have Beat Street versus the Bronx Rockers. And you handled it mano a mano. No subliminal messaging. LL Cool J versus Kool Moe Dee. You call dudes out. Dre Day. Dre and Snoop versus NWA, Tim Dog, and whoever else. It's so passive aggressive. Leon said the crowd picked the winner. I remember these battles at the Boys Club. If you went to the Boys Club on the west side of Long Beach, you would take your whole crew, get yourself $1 worth of coins, and we would all hop on the bus and ride the bus to the north side and battle North Side Boys and Girls Club. And we would battle. About 10 dudes would have their moves together, and we would go out there one at a time. My move was the ET. I would get in there and hit this right here. I hit this one right here and start doing my, and then the other cats would move. It was pure competition in every sense of the word. And it was all fun. The little kids would cheer. Of course, they were homers. And you kind of pick who you like. And the same thing is happening with this Drake versus KDot competition. You're gonna pick who you like. I like Kendrick Lamar. He's more conscious. He's from Compton. He's local. I never did like Drake. He seems so commercial in studio. Why I don't necessarily like Drake. All right, so there was a Dave Chappelle skit called Fisticuffs. One of my favorite skits in the early 90s. He's a rapper who don't really rap. He gets in the studio and he fronts. And I don't own this. This is Comedy Central. So this video skit reminds me of when I first saw Drake in the studio with Flex. So he comes in like he's gonna rap, really rap. So we like, okay, let's see what he's all about on the freestyle tip where you don't have no paper, you don't have your phone in front of you. It's a pre-written rhyme. We understand that, but let's just hear you flow off the top of the head from what you've already written. Fisticuffs. What?
That's how you feel tonight, Flex?
He's trying to buy himself some time.
Hold up. So you called me off now. You called me all the way off now. Yeah. All right.
I imagine.
I'm gonna get this. Hold on. Can we come back? Doing these shows every night.
No, we can't come back. No, man. See, studio rappers versus real rappers, man. This skill. Again, back to the skill set. You must have skills. You must have them. Elaine said the outfits are boo-boo. She said Rudy is garbage. Rudy is chicken dinner. Rudy, they should revoke his defensive player of the year. He can't do nothing with the Joker. Roddy said he's terrible. Max said roles have changed in fashion for men and women. I don't know about you. Not for me. I keep it a buck. Turner can get Westbrook. Like with the threads, you know, you may catch him in a dress one day. Oh, I've seen Turner, man. Turner and Cat. I mean, the Turner Love Report could be brought to us by Cat. When Ant-Man needs some help, this is what we look at. Ant-Man, Cat, we need you. Full fetal position. They're not built like us, man. They're not built like us. Cat, you're the reason. You're supposed to be number 2. Rudy Gobert does not score the ball. You need to score the ball. And go to the basket if you can't hit threes that night. Rubio in the house said, do they not have any real friends that will tell them, hey man, you look like an idiot. If you ever dress like that, I would tell you in 0.5 seconds. And that's why I rock with you, Rubio, because you're honest. Dave Chappelle said it on, I believe it was on the Killer Mike LP. The song is called Run. And I think I did share this with you, Rubio. No one asked you to be perfect. We just asked you to be honest. And if I dress like that and you don't tell me, we're not friends. As a former barber, if I told you your haircut was cool and it wasn't cool, I'm not your friend. I let you go out the house looking like that. So I can't be. They don't have stylists. I think they do have stylists. That's the problem. They'll lay the clothes out for them and they don't want to say, I'm not wearing that. They'll say this is fashionable and they'll wear it to their detriment. Max said I'm over it. But Kendrick got him in my eyes. Kendrick got him on the Drake versus Kendrick battle. I never got into it, but I couldn't help but hear all the Instagram videos with the song in the background. Now, the first one that came out with the everlasting bass beat, that's right up our alley. Us old school folks, that's right up our alley. We grew up on Radio and Joe Cooley, so that's gonna be catchy. Now this last one, where it's an odd beat and everybody's crip walking to it, I thought the beat was very elementary, but it's very catchy, and everybody on the west side is crip walking to the new song. And he's calling them all kind of pedophiles and freaky deaky. So it's getting ugly for Drake. I don't know if he can come back from this on the West Coast. He might still have more fans than Kendrick Lamar because he can sell out arenas. But, Todd Prunty in the house. What's up, brother? Hey, man, once again, thank you to all those who contributed to my daughter's projects, including Big Todd, who put down some money to help her finish her last video project. She finished film school. Thanks to the peopleization, the community of AC Sports Live. I appreciate you, brother. And need that manufactured beef for a boost. Drake using AI was whack, but I like KDot's AI green sample in that one response, though. It's a lot of double entendres and bars behind bars that you have to kind of study. I ain't got that kind of time. D-Mac5, you know, what up, big brother? I hope you're all right. Hope everything's good. Roddy Saw said, why didn't Drake go at Mos Def, who said he made music for shopping malls? That's a good question. Why didn't he go after Mos Def? I believe because Mos Def kind of got out the game. I believe he retired and changed his name to something Bay. I don't know. Drake is an actor who can act well from the script. That's given to him, even lyrics. He might write half his rhymes. Most of his rhymes are written by someone else. All right, I see you, Invincible Woes. I'll hit you up on the flip side, my brother. Rudy is why I don't put any stock in hearing player resumes with trophies. First team, this or that. He has absolutely no defensive ability and gets weak side blocks. Numbers don't tell the story. Uh-oh, stats lie. That's a segment. Stats lie, people lie. What have you seen? Are you watching what I'm watching? He doesn't look very dominant to me. They could have gave the award to Wemby. It would have been a better story. Rubio is just mean. He ain't honest. Honest is mean. Sometimes the truth hurts. We can't be PC all our lives. ActDog said they're about to lose 4 straight. That's going to be tragic. Is that the first time ever a team goes up 2-0 on the road and loses the next 4? StatMac, look it up. I got the coolest guy on TV, radio, and podcast, Cool McCain. Kendrick is definitely killing him. BBL Drake. I keep hearing about this BBL Drizzy. What is that? Is that a song? Is that a whole song? I got to research that. That sounds terrible. Nuggets up 10 right now. And Cool McCain is the only Nuggets fan I know. We are both Eagles fans. I'm rocking my Eagles cap because it's, mini camp time, rookie camp time. And I'm expired because the Eagles looking real good. I'm going to put $20 on the Eagles and win the whole thing. The Nuggets are back. And he's the only one that had faith. I was 2-0 Minnesota, about to buy me a Minnesota Timberwolves jersey as my Sixers are no longer in it. About to crown Ant-Man as Michael Jordan's son. Now he's more like D-Wade's son. And he's about to be demoted to the next person down son. Because 4 in a row. It's terrible. If that happens, tragic Johns. That dog said, might be. Minnesota played better without Rudy. I was like, who's Booty? That's terrible. Who's Booty? Stats plus performance divided by matchup is how you generate the truth about athletes. Put that on the shirt, Mac. Stats plus performance divided by matchup is how you generate the truth about athletes. Man, if that ain't the gospel. AD was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He's always in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He averages, what, three blocks a game? Yeah, cool. We're going to be flying this year. When things ain't going right, hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. Rubio says, aren't MD and Chef Nuggets fans? Are they from New Zealand? The MD and Chef team are Nuggets fans? Now I know 3 people that are Nuggets fans. I actually have a Denver Nuggets jersey. It's Carmelo Anthony. And it says Anthony on the back. And it's number 15. So it's apropos that old Anthony's wearing number 15 at UCLA. Carmelo Anthony's number 15 at Denver. And the color of the jersey is light blue. So I had to get it. The stars aligned that day. 1 quarter at a time, said Cool. Not one game, 1 quarter. So it's 4th quarter, 10-point lead, Denver at home. Don't look good for the Wolves. MacDog said, get your number 8 jersey, Peyton Watson, 1600 Atlantic. Peyton Watson, Jackrabbit, Long Beach Poly, Jackrabbit to be specific. What was it, 1 year UCLA? Barely got playing time, but the best athlete on the team. And on the roster the entire year. Shout out. With a ring his first year. Commercials. With Joker. He ain't doing too bad. He's doing really good. So, shout out to Peyton Watson. In all fairness, our MVP is not a pushover. He's a big dude. However, he has to be the most unathletic MVP ever. I mean, shoot. No speed, no hops, but the most calm skill. This is a bad argument for the basketball versus football, where your best player in the world is limited in bending ability. He can't even bend down. Can't run, can't jump, but he can play basketball. I just saw a video of Boris Diaw playing, and he's like 350 pounds, getting buckets. Can't run, can't jump, but getting buckets, getting assists. So does that make your argument any better? Basketball players are such great athletes, they don't even know how to run, don't even need to know how to run or be good at running or jumping. Nathan here. What's up, Big Nate? Those Denver jerseys during Melo's time were sweet. I mean, yeah, man, light blue. Light blue is hard. I mean, AI's jersey, Melo. You had, who else was there? J.R. Smith. Cool McCain agrees. And it's a wrap, man. They're about 16. But no Mike Conley, they might lose 4 in a row. He has no competition because there are no centers to test him. Well, when Embiid is healthy, Embiid usually gives Joker a tough time. But Joker has durability on his side. Availability is the best ability. He could be a fullback. Man, you gotta be kidding me. He couldn't even play defensive end. And that's what you just need to be long and quick. The footwork is masterful, but it ain't quick. It's just precise. He don't waste no motion. He gets to his spots and you can't stop him. Quarterback, you would have to drop back. You would have to do all 3-step drops, all now throws. Larry Bird, one of their goats, non-athletic, but a dog. You don't have to, Magic Johnson wasn't even a great athlete. He was fast on the basketball court, but Magic Johnson looked like he had arthritis at 20. Jermaine Johnson in here. What's up, bro? What's good with you, man? Good to see you. I got that Melo John too. Hey man, it was cold. It was cold. Let's get back to the script so we can get this thing going, man. Who else was on there this week? So my JackRabbits, the TrackRabbits, Doubl CIF champions once again. The first time I believe in 20 years that we doubled. We got so many championships, it's hard to keep track. And very proud, Crystal Irving and her team once again bring home boys and girls CIF championship. Shout out to all the coaches, all the athletes. They, I believe the 4x1 is freshmen and football players, which is scary. Now we have to make sure Raul Lara and Rudy Cambero don't recruit any of them guys that come to Mater Dei. Stay home, fellas. The grass ain't always greener in Anaheim. Stay home. Home is where the heart is. Now, Lomachenko fought last week and regained the lightweight title. So now I believe there's some unification that needs to happen. I love Lomachenko. He's methodical, he cuts the ring off, and he does not back down from any competition. He's scary because you don't know a whole bunch about him. He's like mysterious. And I want to see this fight right here. Shakur Stevenson versus Vasily Lomachenko. Targeted for the WBC IBF lightweight world title unification fight. I don't think Shakur can run from Lomachenko. He's going to have to fight because Lomachenko has that cut off the ring style. And Shakur is being a defensive guy, stick and move guy. He's going to have some exchanges. I believe at least twice per round. It's going to get real uncomfortable in there. I want to see all these guys fight, man. I want to see Lomachenko versus Tank. I want to see Tank versus. I don't necessarily want to see Tank versus Stevenson. That might be a track meet where Stevenson runs from him, touches him, and runs. I want to see Tank get better at his ring general tactics, where he can cut the ring off and make it a fight, and not necessarily be at a disadvantage, always taking a bunch of punches to get his punches off. Max said, this current day NBA athlete ain't smart enough to play football. That could be a topic on Thursday for the 1585 show. The IQ level. I saw that take today on Instagram where the IQ of certain positions isn't rock, paper, scissors. It's not blue, green, or red. It's fronts, odd, even, over, under, different coverages, different route combinations. All that stuff has to, and we take it for granted because we played for a long time at a high level. But definitely a topic, the intellect needed to play at a high level. I appreciate that. Still 16-point lead. It's over with. Lauren didn't make it to state, but I'm proud of her season. Gotta be proud. State championships, I believe, is it this weekend, or if they're not happening right now? This weekend? Is it in Sacramento once again? But the TrackRabbits get another CIF title, and Lomachenko is now the lightweight champion once again. My next segment is the music video of the week. My main man, Takim Ray Brown, also known as just Takim. His son and my son have the same birthday. They played middle school ball together. They ran against each other in track. They both play football. So we have a lot of things in common. One thing we don't have in common is he can sing. I can't sing. I'm in the booth bros at church. I can't sing a lick. But he can blow. He's actually come to a few of our services when we had our family and friends night at 3CLA Ministries, and he's been one of the stars of the show a few times. But his music video just dropped, and he sent me a text to check it out, and I said, man, you always putting on some good stuff. This is Kim. The song is called A Place Where Never Is, directed by Christian Belnavis. I'm probably saying that wrong. Please forgive me. Association with Vision Builder Entertainment and Seepin Ventures. So I'm going to play this music video. Listen to the music stylings of Kim.
Yo, hey, Wood, I'm coming in. Yeah, what's up, man? Doubl. What up with it?
Dude, I'm tired.
Look like it, man. What's happening? Where you coming from?
Been in that doggone studio resting all night.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect. Take
Always.
17 takes. Hey, give me 10. I'll be right back.
Man, hold on. Man, you still got this pig?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. This is dope.
Long time.
Man, since 92, fam.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, Jimmy B here at 10.
Oh, okay, for sure. 5 minutes is good, boy, man. Give me some.
There's a place where never is, the only place I've never been, that type of place just don't exist, 'cause in your love is where I live. There's a place for you and I, amongst the stars, up in the sky. There's a place where never is. There's a love where never was, an open heart full of love. This type of love, tailor-made for us. That's the love we've been dreaming of. That's the love, that's the best, and it's the love that we possess, and it's found in a place where never is. And I never wanna be without you. I never wanna waste my time. Never wanna be alone without your touch. Never wanna see a moment you never seem to smile. 'Cause a day without your smile would hurt too much. There's a place we always go, a secret place only we know, the type of place searched for by all, but only found by those love called. amongst the stars up in the sky. There's a place where never is. That's the place where never
That's the big homie Takim, who is a Washington Prep general. And his song is hitting the UK Soul chart. He is currently number 10 on the UK Soul chart. So that's a big accomplishment. So we're proud of my big brother TJ Sr. doing his thing in music. Yes, sir. Mac is a prep general. There he is. That's his classmate, so to speak. He's a little bit older than us. He was Motown and them guys. Went to Washington State, played football. Rubio said, too smart of an athlete can be a very big issue. They think too much and can't let things go. I think you said it best, Rubio. You need to be a little bit dumb to be a long snapper. Can't be so smart you overthink. Dr. Frazier says Saquon is the great nephew of middleweight boxer Iran the Blade Barkley back in the day. I remember him. He had a documentary, I believe it was on Prime Video, and he wanted to be added to the Four Kings, where it was Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, and Roberto Duran, and Iran Barkley could have easily been a part of that quartet as the fifth Beatle. So he was a dude. AC2 said, I actually really like that song. It's easy to listen to. I can imagine hearing that in a jazz lounge, something like that. So shout out to Big Takim. Rubio said, Rubio was a long snapper. He only had one job. No smarts needed. And that's why he tells his long snappers, don't come in here acting too smart, because you can't do what you need to do if you're overthinking all the time. All right, y'all. Once again, this show is brought to us by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. Courses in Spanish and English, online and in person. Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2. Saturday, 9 to 1. Evenings by appointment after you get your permit. Guaranteed passing the test. Guaranteed assistance throughout your process. Call now 909-708-4861 or allincdltraining.com. Also a reminder, the Ron Palmer Summer Basketball and Academic Camp, August 5th through August 8th. 2024, boys and girls ages 8 through 14. Register at smartballsummercamp.com. All right, you guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with your boy. This is AC Sports Live. Tune in Thursday night as me and Mac discuss some topics of the day. And it looks like opening night for WNBA, some NBA talk, and the intelligence necessary to play football at a high level. I'm interested to hear what Mac has to say. I'm sure you are too. So please sure to tune in on Thursday. I'll be back next week. And make sure you tune in tomorrow to the Sports Talk with Dad show. I'll be on it on YouTube. And right now on YouTube, it's The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. Go to YouTube right now, type in The Ride, Chevy and Nasty, and you'll see two huge Canadian dudes, former football players, chopping it up about everything sports, fatherhood, and life. I love that show. Check out the MD and Chef Team show on YouTube. Check out the Rubio Method on YouTube. Check out Decades on YouTube. Check out what we got, the Collective Podcast on Facebook with CNQ, Anthony from LA, AC from LA, and Plug One, SG, Trilogy, all them guys. And listen to the Time Is Now podcast on all your listening podcast networks, Spotify, Apple Music, places like that. If I left anybody out, please don't get mad. I got concussions that I have to deal with. Not CTE, but I've been knocked out a few times. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great evening, great week. Until I see you next time. May Yahweh continue to bless you richly. I will see you on the flip side. Peace and blessings. I'm out. Eagles Elite tomorrow. Here we go. Cool McCain. Eagles Elite tomorrow. Schedule, thoughts, and other Eagles topics. Eagles Elite on Facebook and YouTube, I assume. I believe I saw you guys on YouTube. Denver wins 112-97. There it is. James Mack, peace and blessings. Mack still loves Rubio. No harm, no foul. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I'm out.